So I want to take some time to share more about why we're doing all this work with our stories, gathering our stories, and finding our why before you dig into the homework. First thing I will say is if you didn't have a chance to do one of the two gathering your stories assignments that was homework for today, stop, pause the video, go back and do that assignment and upload it, because you're not going to be able to do this one without having first thought through those stories. So there's a quote from a book, which you'll see will happen a lot for this class, that really inspires why we're doing this Finding Our Why and this whole unit of awareness around our strengths and our beliefs. The book is called Things I Wish I Knew When I Was 20 by Tina Selig. The quote's on our course syllabus, so you may have seen it before if you did your research earlier today when you looked at the course supplies, or course resources, on our Padlet. But what the quote is, in order to shape your own story, you need to understand who you are now, how you got here, your strengths and weaknesses, and where you want to go from here. Here at the Futures Lab, we believe so firmly that you guys are capable and ready to shape your own story. And so much of what we want to do is to give you the tools and empower you so that you can do that. We know that you're already doing that in your lives, but we want to kind of be another catalyst along the way as you shape your story. And some of you might be wondering, why are we starting with this finding your why thing instead of talking about like our passions or our interests and things like that? And part of that is influenced by those two Stanford professors who came up with our theme for the year. You know that get curious, try stuff, talk to people, tell your story. Part of their work, they talk about these dysfunctional beliefs that we hold. And one of the number one dysfunctional belief that hurts us, they say, is this idea of find your passion. Because for a lot of us, our passion doesn't actually lead to employment or job satisfaction. I might be, like, for instance, I'm a super passionate artist and home designer. I love to create art and make things. I'm not going to make a living at that. I don't have the skill. I find joy in it, but I don't have the skill to be able to sell things in a way that makes a living. So finding our why kind of circumvents that dysfunctional belief of you just have to follow your passions. Some of us may find our passion and be able to have our work life and our school life aligned with that passion. Some of us may not. So we want to find our why to kind of circumvent that dysfunctional belief about that finding our passions is the pathway to success. So looking closely at our stories, which we're going to do for homework, is kind of our last step before we draft our why statement in class on Wednesday.